Hey everybody, my name is Thomas. Today I'm going to be talking about the France versus Australia game of the 2018 World Cup. I'm going to divide this video into three parts: the first half, the second half of the game, of course, and lastly I'm going to be talking about my views of what happened during the game. So let's get started. In the first half, France had one big opportunity, so did Australia. France got a chance through Mbappé. Indeed, Benjamin Pavard played a great through ball into him on the right side of the 18-yard box. Mbappé controlled it, ran inside, and his shot was saved by Matthew Ryan at the near post. For Australia, on the other hand, Aaron Mooy had a great delivery into the box, whipped it in very dangerously, and Tolisso just didn't know where the ball was. It hit off of his heel, and it nearly beat Hugo Lloris, who was vigilant. And I'll tell you what, that was a great reaction save because he did not see it coming. Nobody saw Tolisso doing that. So Australia was unlucky not to be one goal up at the end of the first half. So what else happened in the first half? To be honest, not much. France was set up in a 4-3-3 with Dembele, Griezmann, and Mbappé up top, and they never really threatened offensively. They didn't pass the ball between each other. Everything was very individualistic, and it just lacked the team cohesiveness. You know, nothing was flowing. It was not like Spain yesterday, I can tell you that. It was very rigid, very like they had trouble expressing what they wanted to do. Nothing was working. Behind them was Tolisso, Kanté, and Pogba. Pogba had a couple of, I want to say, Pogba moments where you don't see him much during the game, but at some point he'll dip behind the back line, a great, through ball. He had two of those, but other than that, he didn't have a big impact on the game. Kanté didn't have much to do because Australia didn't have a ball much in the first half. And Tolisso was just the link between France's defense and France's attack, but he didn't threaten anything. He didn't threaten the Australian goal. So yeah, the first half France was disappointing. Australia, on the other hand, they played well. They were defensively sound. They didn't defend in their box, so they were not inviting pressure. Of course, they're not playing a high line because that would have been very difficult to defend with France's speed. They were just, between the 18-yard box and between the midfield, they had a solid line, I want to say. And they, defending the four at the back, four in midfield, one above them, and another one above them. They did, foul France quite a lot, which stopped the game, then it started again, when it stopped the game, it started again. But the fouls were not, harmful. So they were not going to get yellow cards. So their game plan was to foul France whenever they were starting to create something interesting. And it worked because France just didn't create anything at all during the first half. Let's talk about the second half now, which was way more interesting than the first half, trust me. So, at the 60th minute mark, France actually got a penalty. But at first, the referee had not blown for it. Play stopped. He went to check VAR, and he changed his mind. So let's get into it. So what happened was, Paul Pogba hit a great through ball in for Griezmann, who was going to be one-on-one with the goalkeeper, but Risdon, Australia's defensive player, made a great tackle on the side of Griezmann to knock the ball away. And play just continued because the referee did not blow his whistle. But actually, at the next stoppage of play, so I think it was a throw-in for France around the halfway line or something like that, the referee told everybody, like, okay, let's stop right now, I gotta check something. So I'm not sure at this point of the video if the referee was told on his earpiece by VAR that we gotta check what just happened with Griezmann, or if he was not sure about his decision and he wanted to double check it. Anyway, we checked it again. So the referee went on the sideline and he looked at his little television and he looked at the replays of the Griezmann chance a couple of seconds earlier. And we got to see the same images as the referee, which was actually great because sometimes you don't and you're not sure what they see and you're like, ooh, how do you make that decision off of that? But we all got the same images, so that was cool. So actually, in one side of the screen, we had the defender who made the tackle, we had the referee, and we got the pitch. So what happened was, the face of the defender kind of gave it away because he was like, ah, damn, I know I messed up. but he tried to hide it, but it's hard to do when you know you made a mistake. And so the referee looked at what happened, and it took like 30 seconds to a minute, not more than that. It was very quick, very efficient. He decided to change his call because Risdon clipped Griezmann's heel. So France got a penalty, which was actually taken by Griezmann very well, on the side of a goal, to the right of a keeper, to his right and to the left of a keeper. Very powerful, great shot, accurate. So 1-0 for France. After that, you're telling yourself, okay, France are like, they scored a goal, Australia's going to have to come out, France going to be able to use their speed on the counterattack with Mbappé, Griezmann, Dembélé. But no, that is not what happened. Actually, what happened was another great delivery in by Aaron Moy on a free kick. And out of nowhere, Umtiti puts his hand up and the ball touches his hand. I think he realized that he had two players behind him. He had Varane and he had another Australian striker behind him. And he wasn't sure which one was where. So he just put his hand up and it was like the ball hit his hand. So the referee has no choice but to blow the whistle. So after France worked hard for the first goal, they just completely messed up. And Mtiti, that's very unlike him because usually he's very, very good, very composed, very composed. That's the right word. He's not somebody who's going to make a mental mistake like that. So it was surprising. Of course, Mal Jedinak, the penalty expert, stood up to the penalty spot. And he sent Lloris the wrong way. At this point, you're telling yourself France going to have a lot of trouble scoring a second goal because they're not playing very well. So what happened was Matuidi got subbed in for Tolisso. Not sure why, to be honest, by Deschamps, because Matuidi is not more offensive than Tolisso. And Giroud subbed in the place of Griezmann. Sorry, there's a fly next to me. So Giroud came in, and he made a difference because he can hold the ball up. He can bring his teammates into play. And he was actually at the center of France's second goal when Pogba played a 1-2 with Giroud before getting it back and then hit. I'm not sure what Pogba did, to be honest. It looked like he tried to control it, but at the same time tried to shoot it. It was very bizarre. But anyway, the ball that Pogba hit ended up being deflected by his Australian foot. Loved Matthew Ryan, and that was France's second goal right there on the 80th minute mark. But very, very lucky, very fortunate for France because I'll tell you what, they did not create much at all through the entire game, and they scored off of a penalty, off a deflected shot, and it was very poor from France. But in the end, they got their 3 points. Australia didn't really threaten much at all either, to be honest. They had their penalty off of a stupid mistake by Umtiti. But other than that, it was, I think dull is the right word. It was a dull first game in Group C. So that was a summary of the game. But let's talk about what I really want to talk about, which is why Didier Deschamps should have started the game differently. He should have played in the 4-2-3-1 with Giroud up top. It's been 2 years since France has been playing in that system. Griezmann and Giroud are very, very good together. They feed off of each other's energy. Griezmann can play off of Giroud, who holds it up for him. But for some reason, he decided to go 4-3-3, and it just did not work out at all. I like Giroud personally because fullbacks can cross the ball into the box for Giroud. With no Giroud, Dembélé, Griezmann, and Mbappé, they're not going to go into a box and try and head it. So basically, we've got no outlet in the middle of the pitch. So whenever fullbacks go forward, Benjamin Pavard in this case, or Lucas Hernandez, well, they go up, but instead of crossing it, they hit it back to Tolisso and Kanté or Pogba. So nothing's happening. So instead of creating a goal-scoring opportunity and even maybe getting the rebound right outside of the box and creating a second chance, we're just passing it back to our midfield and nothing's going on. So I think in the second game, we really got to put Giroud up top because without Giroud, we got no focal point of the box and there's no chemistry. And with Giroud, at least, even if he sometimes is a bit slow, he doesn't do, maybe sometimes he disappears a little bit. At least we got him for corner kicks or free kicks. We got him for deliveries, which can create a rebound. And he's also great just in his overall play. He holds it up, good at 1-2s with Pogba at the end of the game. With Griezmann and Mbappé, he can hold it up and, just everything kind of evolves around him. Everybody says it's about Griezmann, but without Griezmann, Griezmann without Giroud didn't do much today. We didn't see him. He was transparent, which unfortunately for France, without Griezmann, um, I mean, they're gonna have trouble scoring. Even though we have Mbappe and other great players, like they need that focal point because Giroud really didn't think I was going to say this today, but he brings life to the French offense. Let's talk about what players impressed me during this match. I'll start off with France's left back, Lucas Hernandez. The player was terrific. I don't think he lost a single challenge during the entire match. He's great defensively, great at one-on-ones. He is great at timing a header. What I mean by that is some players are good at jumping high, but they're not good at knowing when to jump to win a header. Lucas Hernandez does not have that issue. He is right on point every single time. Offensively, he could show a bit more, like he did against Italy, beating his man and winning a penalty, but we're not going to ask him to win a penalty for France every single game. But defensively, he's great. And Benjamin Mendy should be worried right now because he's going to have a lot of trouble getting his position back once he's fit. My other player who I thought was terrific today was N'Golo Kanté. His second half was immense. The little man in the middle won back countless balls. He was terrific. And what I loved about Kanté and what he always does is that he stays on his feet. So the fact that he's on his feet allows him to play the ball forward very quickly. He gets it back, he passes it forward, or he gets it back, he runs forward. He doesn't waste any time. And when you win a ball back, you got to go forward quickly because the defense is not set up. So, I mean, N'Golo Kanté was just terrific, and France is lucky to have such a good player on that team. The other player I want to talk about is Aaron Mooy. He plays for Australia and for Huddersfield, but he was great today. He really stood out because Australia as a unit, they played well, but no player really stood out, individually except for him. He was reading the passing lanes, so he was able to intercept balls by anticipating where it was going to go. He had a great delivery on his free kicks, which is going to be Australia's biggest weapon if they want to do anything against Denmark and Peru, because with a great delivery like that, he whips it in, and with the big men they have, they can head some balls into the back of the net. So really, really impressed by Aaron Mooy, and he just wasn't scared. He was there, mature, on the big stage, and he was one of the best players on the pitch. So I'm very impressed by Aaron Mooy. Yeah, there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed my first, guys and girls, enjoyed my first video on my blog, and I'll make another one soon.